Hello and welcome to vlog part 13. This week I'm catching up with Hector. He is the founder of DreamLand. He tells us about his journey to discovering and realizing his passions. Let's see what he has to say. Thank you very much for joining me today.
I'm happy to be here and to be part of your new project, Claire. I know that you have a ton of them, so I'm excited to be part of this and say hello to everyone. Hello, xin chao.
So first I wanted to talk about how we first met.
Of course, I remember it well. We were in this bar, right? And one of our friends, Felipe, is playing live music, and I went in there to see him, but I noticed Claire doodling, right? And everyone's, doing their own thing, and Claire is just doodling away, and I thought it was so interesting. So I approached her and I started looking at her drawing and like, hey, it's really nice what you're doing, and what is it that you do? Do you do this often? And then you explained to me that, you look to show the emotion of people when they are doing what they love and through their passion. So for the case of our friend Felipe, when he was performing his music through his voice and through his heart, and you were capturing that moment in your artwork. So I thought that was really, really nice of you. And that's how we met. Yeah, maybe like a year and a half ago.
So I wanted to ask you a few questions. The first question being, what is your passion and how do you express yourself?
Great, I'm happy to answer, but I think there's a couple of steps for this. When I was a child, my passion was football. As this common Mexican kid, you want to be a professional football player. And as I grew older into university and I had the opportunity to meet people from different countries and cultures, and I started to taste different cuisines and hearing languages, and I grew so curious about traveling the world and really getting out there and meeting these people that every encounter teaches you something. So my passion became traveling, so I thought. But I realized that my real passion is people and friendships and relationships, and having a nice conversation and being happy and encouraging people to do what they want and to help however I can to help them in their projects or with their ideas or if they're struggling or whatnot. So for me, I get so much joy of sharing a beer and having some laughs, or having a coffee and talking about some hard times, or facing something together and helping a friend in need, both mentally or physically or something like that. So curious enough, my passion, I think, is relationships.
So why is it important that you follow your passion?
From first-hand experiences, right? When my passion was football, I was surrounded by football and my friends that played football, and it was great. And when my passion was traveling, I was surrounded by people from all over the world and doing what I loved. And now that my passion is relationships and sharing these moments with people, I was surrounded by this opportunity. I'm a teacher in Vietnam, and these relationships that I have with my students are so special to me, and every single one of them has taught me, I think, more than I have taught them. So because of being playful and happy and optimistic and energetic, I was able to find a job where I can be myself. From day to night I sleep and I'm at peace, because what I do is truly what I like. I love to play games with these children. I like to be active and sweat and laugh and eat with them and joke with them and tease them, or I just love them in their own way. Every relationship that I have with my students is different and unique in their own way. So for me to have the opportunity to do something like this, it came through being true to your passion. If you surround yourself with good karma or with good intentions or with good people, then opportunities will present themselves. And if you do not stay true to who you are or what you like, what you believe in, or what you want to change, then that opportunity that you're waiting for will never come to you. You have to row against the current, and you have to disregard the critics and the hard times and the letdowns and all these times, because if you keep going, you will find that opportunity that you so want and deserve. Because if you stay true to yourself and your passion, then there's nothing that you don't deserve.
What impact do you think following your passion has on other people and the world around you?
Well, because of the opportunity that I had and me staying true to what my passion is, I was able to start this project, DreamLand Eco English, here in Vietnam. And what we do, we want to not only encourage kids to look at English as not as a second language, but rather as a tool that they can use to communicate, to express themselves, to build relationships, and to find out more about what their interests are and what they find fascinating. And we want to push them into understanding that their mind and their creativity is as special as anybody else's, and their dream is just as important and just as big and just as doable as any of their friends and any of their parents or from anybody. Another way that I believe that we are helping those around us and the world around us, just like Claire, I'm very environmentally aware, and I see the need and the help that Vietnam needs in this moment to be educated about the steps in order to take to reduce your carbon footprint and to be more environmentally friendly and green. So through DreamLand, teaching the younger generation to realize that we need to reduce, reuse, and recycle, that we need to be aware of how much waste we produce. Not only that, but be the voice to encourage others into doing the same. So I believe that this will impact the younger generation of Vietnam, and this is a small piece of the puzzle where we will see the bigger picture and hopefully see the results of our work and our motivation. We will see it blossom.
What advice would you give to other people who are thinking about pursuing their passion or trying to find their passion?
All right, I'll start this with a short story. When I was working in Texas, I was an insurance broker or an insurance agent in selling auto and life and car insurance and doing things that I didn't really like. And I told my boss about my dream about traveling and going to teach English in Asia. And rather than telling me not to do it, he encouraged me to do it. And not only that, he gave me a date. He said, on June 7th, you are not an employee on this office anymore. So he pushed me into following what I really wanted to do. And that led to me finding my true passion, what was here in Vietnam. Out of all countries in the world, who would have thought? So my advice is take the leap, and not only is it taking the leap, but continuing to soar in the unknown. And you may not be able to see what's below or what's to come or what to expect, but that's the beauty of following your passion. It's if it was easy, everyone would do it. So take the leap, push through, and once you achieve your goal and you are where you want to be, it's not over yet, because you have to maintain yourself there. Because when a person stays true to their passion, they will find their passion. But once you're there, don't let it go and think that you're finished. Maintain yourself there and push others and encourage others to also make it to the point that you are today. And take time to thank the people that helped you, that encouraged you, that inspired you, because every encounter with any person, whether it's in a bar, in a football field, in coffee, in an office, in a bus, there's something to be learned there. And it can be anything. The way that they see their belongings, the way that they see the trees or the sky, or the way that they enjoy listening to the music. You can take something from everybody. and yeah, take the people from the world to be your encouragement and your guides to find your passion.
Since you've been following your passion and working towards living your dream, what benefits have you found personally that it has brought to you?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. You know, a lot of people, not only students, have this phase in their life where, you know, they're not happy with who they are, whether their diet or their energy or what they're dedicating their time with. And I was never a great student. I was never dedicated into my studies. So I was lazy and I was, you know, just getting by with my bare minimum. Unlike now, that I have this responsibility, and not only is it myself now, but I have others to think about, and that encourages me so much. I have my students to think about. I have the people that believed in me, that you know, supported my idea, my project. I have them to thank, and I have them, and the biggest thank you that I can give them is to make it. So every morning I wake up filled with energy, ready to come and work, ready to speak to my team about ideas and what it is that we need to do. So rather than feeling exhausted and, you know, just wanting to go home and hating the work and looking forward to lunch, or to, you know, going back home and hating rush hour, or, you know, just being frustrated from the everyday things, now I see the beauty in everything. Like, if I'm stuck in rush hour, it's time for me to brainstorm and to think and to clear my mind, and rather than being angry that I'm stuck or in a certain situation, rather make every situation like positive. There's no reason for you to be negative, to doubt yourself, and there's no reason to discourage others. When you truly start believing in your passion, not only following it, but believing in it, believing that you can make it, you will start seeing the opportunity in every moment of your day. From the moment that you wake up to the moment that you lay in bed and are ready to fall asleep, you are thinking about how to better yourself, about what you can do to improve, how to implement something unique or different, somebody to work with, a new idea, and that keeps my brain going, and it's a feeling that I don't want to let go of. I feel active every second of the day. I feel active and I feel encouraged, and I make every opportunity positive. If something bad is happening, I don't let that get me down, because it takes energy and like energy out of me to get back on track to what I was thinking about, what I was going to do. So my advice to you is to make every situation positive, and every encounter is positive. Whether you think nothing good can come out of this, or nothing good can possibly come from me meeting this person or speaking to him or her, but if you see everybody as your own teacher and you see every situation as an opportunity to learn something, then you will never stop learning, you will never stop growing, and your passion and your dream will only become bigger. And what one day started with a small dream will flourish and be this sun, this like asteroid that you thought that could have never been possible. And you did that because you stay true to yourself, because you stay positive, and because you encouraged others and you took help from others when you were in need as well. So always remember, take when you need, but give back when you have. That's something that I've learned through traveling and through this experience, so that's my advice to you.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
It was super fun to let it all out, like a lot of heartfelt things to say. And you know, Claire, to you, I really want to say that, you know, from our encounter, from that day in the bar when I found you doodling, to you helping me in my project with my students and encouraging them to express themselves not only through art but through emotions and, you know, their body, and just to be able to build relationships with people and to think outside the box, to be able to believe in a dinosaur with horns and 300 tongues and like, you know, that lives inside of a sofa. Like, I really want to thank you because you encourage these kids to be creative, to believe in their own ideas, and thank you because you really made a difference, and they will keep pursuing whatever their dream is. And I'm sure that they will remember my crazy art teacher that no idea was ever crazy enough for her. She always said, yeah, do it, let's do this too, let's make it bigger, let's make it scarier, let's make it all that. So not only that, but thank you for making a difference in the country, the time in Vietnam, the time that you've been here. Your impact through your environmental awareness, I'm sure, has impacted more people than you could imagine. And I'm so happy and lucky to have worked with you, and I wish you the best in your encounter in your life. And you know, I know that there's never going to be a dull moment for you. You're a person that stays true to your passion, and that's why you radiate both inside and out, and people can see that, and people want to be around that. And that only means that you are encouraging everybody's passion, and you're encouraging people to stay true and find that.
Thank you so much. A big thank you to Hector for joining me this week and for showing us how he managed to turn his perceived weaknesses into his greatest strengths. I think that's a wonderful lesson. That's all for this week. Bye.
You know you've made it when you have tea in your office.
That's right.
By the way. Cheers, Claire.